Hi, I'm SoCal Honey Badger, and that was my intro. Hey everybody, let's talk about jailing real quick, okay? Because I see people always asking me in the chat about frame data and what's plus and blah 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 blah, and jailing is a very important part of Mortal Kombat. What jailing is using the frame data to lock someone into an animation where they have to deal with your follow-up. They can still defend, so it's not like a combo where the first hit hits and then everything else is guaranteed. When you jail, they have to deal with... My mic is too low. They have to deal with your follow-up. They have to deal with whatever you want to do, and there are very specific ways to defend. So the reason why jailing is so important in a game like Mortal Kombat, and it's important in other, it's more of a 3D game mechanic. Tekken uses it a lot, Soul Calibur, Virtua Fighter, DOA, not so much other 2D fighters, but Mortal Kombat is basically a 3D fighter without sidestepping. And the reason why jailing is so important is there are certain moves that you want to use, but you can't. So if you look at Skarlet's frame data, right, and you see, you know, she's got mids that start up in 19 frames, right? You can't do that. That's an overhead, right? Where's the mid? Where's the mid? Where's the mid? There's the mid, right? 13 frames startup on forward 2. It's kind of slow, right? They can jab you out of that. They can poke you out of that in close range. If I do that and they do that, theirs is going to win. So you want to pick a fast move. But all of Skarlet's fast moves generally are high. And they just duck. They're still down poking you and beating you. So the idea is you put them into an animation that makes them stand up, and it jails them. It locks them down. That's why we call it jailing. They're locked into the animation, and they cannot escape the animation. They can only defend during the animation. So you usually do that with your down pokes. If you look closely, you'll see that Jackie, she stands up and goes, ow! And then she goes, for a very split, minute time, she goes into her default standing animation, and then she'll crouch. Right? So the idea behind this is you lock her into that animation while she's standing. You can do stuff. There it is. Right? There it isn't. There it is, right? You can even come on, Skarlet. I need you. The camera's on. The people are watching. Skarlet. There we go. You can even hit combos off of that. So you see how you see how I can get 16% just following up with the down jab. The only thing they can do is block. So you set the AI to block auto, and they end up blocking. They can't escape it by crouching. Even though she's set to duck immediately, if I mistime the jail, she's going to duck into it. So you're going to want to work on the timing depending on your character. And if you look at the command list, you'll see 1, 2, 4, that's the combo I'm using, is -1 on block. This is the reason why you want to jail into it, right? You do that, you're at -1, you probably hit another poke or something like that. What you see a lot of people do, a lot of scrub lords online, they'll do this shit and they'll go right into grab, right? But you see, they can duck the grab. See them ducking the grab, right? Grabs are kind of risky, right? You want to avoid the risk, because if you do a grab and they duck it, you get an uppercut, or they'll just duck under it and hit you with a jab combo. So you see this a lot, and once you start eating a bunch of these, they're going to start neutral ducking. And that's why you want to start with the jailing. The idea is if they eat this too many times, every time, if they eat that too many times, once they hit the down poke, they're going to start blocking. Because they can't duck under the attack, they're going to block. And that's why you want to do this. And grab it. You're conditioning them. You see a lot of people doing that, but they don't know why you do that, and they don't know why it should work. That's why you want to do down one into grab, because you condition them with your safe attack. And you'll sit there and eat uppercuts at the beginning of the match, because most seasoned players know that a shitty player is going to go down one into grab every time. Every time they're going to down one into grab, so I'm going to be waiting for my uppercut. So I'm going to uppercut you, and you're just going to have to deal with my crush and blow combo. But if you work on Jalen and you start your strategy with that, you don't have to worry about them eating your. You don't have to worry about eating uppercuts when you try to go for your grabs. This is very important for a lot of characters, especially characters whose fastest moves and fastest combo starters start with jabs and highs. So someone like Scarlet, someone like Baraka, Kotal Khan, they absolutely have to hit a down jab, or a down poke to kind of get that frame advantage and force the stand. Force the standing animation so they can go into all their nonsense. All the not that. See that? There's the nonsense. All right. This is also another thing. You see this a lot of people doing this play. Right? They're just gonna mash the down poke. This is bad. Don't do this, right? Because it's like a tell in poker. If I see you do this, that tells me you have no follow-up. You don't know what the hell you're doing. You don't know how to play the game. Right? You don't know your frame data. You don't know what your character's capable of. You don't have what I like to call a thought chain. Right? So you have one move and it links to this move and it links to this move and you build your strategy there. Right? You have no follow-up. I know that it's not much you can do to me. You don't even know how to play your character and you don't know how to play the game. So you start with that. You go into the jail. If they start blocking, you go into the grab. That's a thought chain. And you can kind of mix and match and intertwine different moves from there. Anyways, hopefully that was helpful and informative to you guys as to how to kind of utilize your down pokes and why jailing is so important in Mortal Kombat. Why? Come on, Scarlet. I'm looking at you and I'm looking at that and I'm going back and forth and I don't play Scarlet. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I got other things to do. But go ahead and make sure to follow this channel, and if you have other questions, I stream on Twitch, SoCal Honey Badger, Fridays and Saturdays from 9 in the morning Pacific Standard Time to 6 at night Pacific Standard Time. So I got 9 hours to sit here and answer your dumbass questions, and boy do you guys have a lot of dumbass questions, and I'll try and give more concrete, longer answers here on YouTube. So I hope to see you guys come back. Alright? Anyways, I'm out of here. Hey, so if you follow YouTube enough, you know that they like to put weird stuff all over the screen for the last 30 seconds. So this is gonna fill that space. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably right there and there, all over the place right now. Yeah, go ahead and click that stuff if you want. And that's 30 seconds.